Well, good evening, and greetings. It's so cold out here in the world. It is nationwide freeze, but I want to welcome you because I'm in home nice and toasty. I'm your girl, Tanya Evans, and I want to welcome you to Unlocking Your Blessed Life with Pastor Mel Keys in conjunction with 369 So Much More Than Travel. And it is Miracle Mondays, and I'm so happy that we are back because tonight we're going to be talking about 12 reasons that this is the number one business model for people who love to travel. I got on my Zimbabwe gear on today because listen, it's so cold out here in North Carolina. That's where I'm chiming in from. So you have to think warm thoughts. Think warm thoughts. So if you are chiming in on Facebook, any of the social media platforms, YouTube, make sure you click like and click share. Click like and click share because something good is getting ready to happen to you. I am going to introduce our presenter for tonight who's going to talk about the 12 reasons that what we have is the number one best business model out there. So he is a pastor out of San Antonio, Texas. He had just celebrated 20 years of pastoral services, and him and his beautiful wife are also travel agents for 14 years. I mean, imagine it. So guess what? This right here, what we got, you don't have to be a travel agent. So without further ado, I want to bring forth my big brother from another mother and my pastor, Pastor Mel Keys, 4-star director. Come forth and bless us with your presence. Where you at, big brother? There you go. How you doing, young man?
I apologize for the slight delay. We were off to a slow start. Got to talking in the back office and forgot what time it was.
Just a
You
little
know
bit.
what it
Just
is?
a little bit.
Yeah,
Didn't nobody
yeah,
notice.
yeah. They didn't notice. We want to say good evening to our beautiful sister Brenda is in the building, and so is Carol Caspar. We're grateful for all of our family all across the country. Hope that you are all safe and warm in this storm. So, Tanya, I'm going to put you in the lobby for a bit, but don't go too far away. I get nervous when I don't see you, and I'm thankful and grateful for you locking arms the way you do always. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get right into it this evening. We have a call to get on to be about our Father's business on what we refer to as our Faith Leaders Call, led by none other than Dr. Deborah Taylor and an illustrious team of individuals, and we'll be participating in that at the top of the hour. We don't want to be too late. But listen, we're going to talk about 12 reasons that this right here, we're going to talk about it. We're going to name it. We are part of a worldwide travel club called Travorium, and we're happy about it, very proud about it. We are being about this thing because it is a gift to all of us. And I'm going to walk you through these 12 reasons why, based upon my own experience. I've been in this club for 8 years, but my wife and I, as Tanya said, we've been travel agents uh, for 14 years. And we've owned not one, but three timeshares. So we've been around the block in this travel space, and we've seen a few things. And this is the most practical business model for people who genuinely love to travel. And if that's you, you're at the right place at the right time. And we're grateful and thankful for you. So I'm going to start putting these things on a board here, and I'm going to talk about them as we go along. But I thought to start out with, I was going to start a different way, but then I put more thought to it. This might mean more to some than others, but I've really begun to appreciate it myself. So let me just put up the first reason. I call it time flexibility. Man, this club, this space called Travorium, if you've ever wanted to really tap into time flexibility, because it gives you, you have your life on your terms. I mean, life be life, and everybody got, their own thing that they're busy with, and this is not an interruption. It's an integration. Somebody write that down. This is not an interruption. It's an integration. It fits, flexible. It's like it's liquid. It takes shape of your life. There's no quotas. You work this thing at your own pace. You don't have to put in It's not like that part-time job. You got to put in so many hours and you got a particular shift you got to work. It's on your own schedule in conjunction with your own lifestyle. It'll follow your own vision. I mean, you are in charge. You are the CEO of this thing. So I love this thing because unlike so many other things out there, you just don't have the same level, same degree and quality of time flexibility. But I'm going to give you, I don't listen, I'm going to take long on any one of these. But that second one, that I'm giving you 12 reasons that this is the number one model, y'all. You get equal access to the benefits from day one. This thing is not filled, from the top down, from our CEO, his beautiful wife, Mr. and Mrs. Hart. Um, there's no big eyes and little U's here, if you understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff out there, man. If you don't have a team with 5,000 people, if you've not made $10 million, you know, you can't even you can't even shake a hand with certain folk and all that. But this thing is totally the opposite of that. Equal access to the benefits from day one, and so much more than that. The same travel perks. In fact, the CEO, he tells us, and he doesn't just tell us, he shows us all the time that he's using this same platform for the majority of his own travel. So if it's good enough for a CEO that's a multimillionaire many times over, I think it has something for us. But the travel perks, whether you're going to come in and you build a team and that is not required, or whether you're just going to travel solo, whether you just want something for you, yourself, your family, your household. The business side is optional, but it lets us get rid of, some people say, well, I'm not good with sales and I don't like that recruiting stuff. You don't have to. That's an option. Now, I prefer it, but you may be the person who's totally the opposite. So what I love about this thing is you get equal access to the benefits from day number one. Everybody wins. I mean, whether you're the brand new person, the newbie coming in, or you've been in from the very beginning, 14 years in the making, it really doesn't make a difference. You get equal access to all the benefits day number one. Somebody put day number one, from day number one. Here's the third thing that I love about this that really lets you know that I'm very confident. This is the number one, y'all. There's nothing like it that I've seen at any time and anywhere, and I've seen, and I'm always approached by even more. And there's some new stuff that has popped up in the past, year to 18 months, and they try to imitate some of the stuff, but it's just not the same. Listen, low overhead. You got to love this. You got to really appreciate this. Dr. Fred, I see you there. Lady K, I see you there. I know that you would really appreciate this low overhead because you can get started in this thing, with less than $300 to $400. Man, I've started businesses, traditional, had the 10, 15, thousand, but I know people, 100, 400,000. I know people that they literally put their whole mortgage, their entire retirement and everything else that they had, the kitchen sink, to start that business with no guarantee, at much risk. People who start these types of businesses, restaurants and chains and all of those types of things, they can literally, y'all, have to invest millions of dollars. A franchise, depending upon the brand, may cost $1 million or more dollars. So there's a huge difference between needing $300 to $400 to get started in something literally that can. Now, I'm not telling you this is no pie in the sky. This is no make-believe fairy tale, wish upon a star type of stuff. This is real deal Holyfield. We have people that are using this opportunity right here, this platform, this travel club called Travorium, and they're making the same money or more than persons who have invested $1 million to start their business. So, but with starting out with us, between $300 to $400. No inventory. I love that because I've had some things before that we've done in the past that had to keep on stocking up and keeping it on the shelves, whether folk needed it or not. You just wanted to have it just in case they needed it, right? So you got all this stuff in your closet, you got all this stuff in your pantry, You got stuff, you're driving around the city with stuff in the back of your car and all this kind of stuff. Hope the heat don't get to it, or in this case, hope it don't get frozen, right? But we got all this stuff, or we had all this stuff that was called inventory. There is none of that. You don't have to go to the post office to ship anything off. There's no storefront. There are no, thank God, there are no employees, low overhead, and I would add with that low stress without all of that mess, right? This is literally a no risk investment, really, in what you're already doing, because we're going to talk about that aspect as it relates to the travel side of it. So it's low overhead. I hope y'all are getting this. So number one, 12 reasons this is the number one business model for people who really love to travel. Number one, I said, is time flexibility. Number two is equal access to the benefits from day one. Number three, low overhead. But number four, if you ever wanted to get travel agent rates without being a travel agent, you just found it. This is your sign. This is your clue. You know what to do. Here's why. Because as a travel agent ourselves, my wife and I mean the certifications and courses and quizzes and all the loops and things that you have to continue, ongoing education just to stay on top of the ever-changing climate of things in the travel industry. It takes time. And time, listen, they say time is money, but not really. But it's going to cost you some money. And it takes time to learn that stuff and to stay on top of that stuff. And if you don't pass those certifications and things, then they don't give you they don't give you your credentials on certain, and you can't represent certain groups, that are well known that people want to go to. And you want to be able to show that, hey, I have training, I have certification, I have been well qualified to speak on behalf of XYZ corporation, this big travel platform. Well, it takes time to do all that. Well, let me tell you something. When you do have those certifications and such, when you book something for yourself, you're still going to get paid a commission. And that commission, after you come back 6-8 weeks, you probably got a check. That makes you able to get a discount that would not be available to the common public, right? So you're getting net zero rates in that regard. You had to wait to get that commission back on your own trip. But with us, y'all, let me tell you the difference. There is no wait. There is no certification. There is no licensing of any sort and kind. You're going to get bumped to the front of the line as it relates to the pricing. You're not going to book travel for anyone but yourself in this travel club. And you'll love that. That's for sure. And you'll get travel agent rates without being a travel agent. That means you just get net zero pricing from day number one. Let me know in the comments if that's making sense to you. Let me give you this fifth reason. I think that you're really going to love this fifth reason. Let me put this up on a screen a different way for you. I want to make sure that we're all on board and all reading from the same sheet of music. Number 5. Let me make it come alive. Here we go. Every dollar you invest is backed up in travel. Did you catch that? Every dollar you invest is backed up in travel. There are a lot of things out there in all the travel agencies. And remember, we've been that for 14 years. We maintain all our credentials. We book things for large families, family reunions, weddings, and things of that sort. We still do that. But the thing of it is, everything else comes through this program because there's no comparison in pricing, so forth and so on. But let me just tell you this. There are a number of travel agents that we're very acquainted with, and they hardly travel themselves. They're in the travel business and they don't travel. Now, go figure. Why don't they travel? Because they don't have the money to do it. Let's just be plain. They don't have the money to do it. Let me tell you something. The difference with this club, this travel club called Trevorium, from day one, every dime you invest, you're getting in exchange for the money you're putting in something we refer to as travel points. For example, on the platinum level of our membership, every month you're investing $135 US in our case, but we're in worldwide destinations over, I think, about 71 countries all together right about now. But $135 US, That's 270 travel points, y'all. And you can travel much further with 270 travel points than you can with 135 US dollars. So your bang for your buck, your leverage is extended, is magnified, multiplied with our point structure, our point system. So every dollar you're putting in, you have something to back that thing up. Now, when we were travel agents only, we were paying a monthly fee. I think it was last time $99 or something like that for the last program we were in. We didn't get anything other than the fact that we could book travel, but we didn't travel on the dollars that we were putting in. With this, quite the contrary. The money you're putting in is useful for real travel. You're getting real travel experiences with real people that are doing this thing to travel. Not everybody's going to build it as a business. That is up to you. It's not theory what I'm telling you about. This is functional reality that we travel more than travel agents because every dollar we put in is backed up by travel. Number 6, I want to make sure I run through this quickly. I hope y'all are following along with me. Number 6, membership can pay for itself, y'all, with one vacation. I mean, the savings are so phenomenal. The savings are so significant that with one 4 or 5-star getaway, we have people that we know that before they knew about this program, they might have stayed somewhere and paid $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a week. They got back and heard about this thing, and I mean, they like to slap themselves because they found out the same thing that they paid $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for, they could have accomplished with our platform and maybe paid $500 or something, or even less than that. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. The membership can pay for itself with just one single vacation. The money that you're overspending on one vacation can pay for your whole membership. In some cases, and this is no hyperbole, this is no exaggeration. In some cases, we have seen people be able to pay for 2 memberships, one for themselves and maybe one for a spouse or a grown child or something of that sort, because that's the scope often for the level of savings that they're going to get. And I'm going to make a big claim here because the worst case scenario is with our price, we have a thing that we always use is called 110% price match guarantee, not just 100% price match guarantee. This is the worst case scenario. You're going to get 110% price match guarantee. And here's what I'll tell you. It costs you more money not to have access to our platform than it would be to have it. It's costing you more by not being a member in this travel club than it would cost you to have a membership in a travel club. And that's just the real deal, Holyfield. So membership can pay for itself within just the use of one vacation. But then let me give you another point, and I want you to get this, because this thing is bigger than travel. Listen, we're talking about 12 reasons, y'all, 12 reasons that this is the number one business model for people who really love the travel. But I want to be clear, it's bigger than travel. We have the best travel platform on the planet, but it's bigger than travel. Let me tell you a few things that that you'll be able to enjoy with this platform. Something called excursions. Now, when we travel, we like to do stuff. Man, we've done everything. Roselle, I see you there. Adrian Pierce, my cousin, I see you there. We've done everything from, private yachts to limousine rides to, what do you call that? What do we do sometimes? Helicopter rides. I haven't done the bungee, but I've been with folk who do. I mean, look, I don't like that bungee stuff, but I'll do the skydive and I'll do the helicopter rides. We love those. Concerts, musicals, shows we've been to. All of these types of things, they're very expensive. But if you go in our back office, every single thing that we would pay hundreds, sometimes in the case thousands of dollars for, substantially reduced because of our platform. How many of y'all like to eat and go out to restaurants? We have over 75,000 restaurants discounted. for you in our program all across the country. And if you're not going out to eat, you say, well, I like to just cook mine. We got a grocery program. It's a program that will save you money on regular groceries, online shopping, major appliances like, a refrigerator or a stove. Come on, they don't last like they used to, right? Or a vehicle. Tanya would tell you her story about saving, thousands of dollars on her brand new vehicle. And of course, the rental cars, the cruises, the hotels and resorts, you're saving a ton of money on that. But it's bigger than travel. You'll save money with a massive, what we call massive lifestyle discount. So it goes beyond travel. And this is not hype. This is just the reality that this club pays for itself many times over. And by not being able to have access to these types of discounts, because you're doing this stuff already. So you're paying retail for this, that, and the other, instead of being wise, being frugal, and cutting your costs by using this program to do that. It pays for itself many times over. But number 8, don't want to hold you too long, the tax structuring advantages. Now, I had some videos that I was going to share, but I won't be able to do that today. They didn't load up properly, but I was just getting all my ducks in a row. I'm no CPA or accountant or anything of that sort. I don't even like math like that. But my point is this: I like to not pay more than I have to. And I've had the same CPA for the last almost 20 years. And I have saved personally a ton of money that would have otherwise gone to the favorite country that I love to live in, called the United States of America. I don't want to get that twisted. But man, they're not a charity, right? So we're giving away money to the government like the government is a charity because we don't know any better. But when you know better, you should do better. And there's a difference between that 1099 and that W-2. And there are so many times when we get locked into the W-2 mentality, the W-2 mindset, and we don't know a thing about the 1099 or other forms as well, that there are deductions that are legal, moral, ethical, and waiting for the opportunity for the individual to say, hey, I'm paying too much on my taxes. I think I want to keep that in my household. I want to keep that in my business, so to speak. So employees, they typically get taxed before expenses. But when you own a business owners, small business owners, in fact, just like the one I'm talking about right now, as a Travorium Travel Club member, you own that, right? That's yours. So you're able to deduct things as qualified expenses. You can consult your own tax professional, verify that I'm giving you the accurate information. Again, I'm no CPA, I'm no accountant or anything of that sort, but I have mine, and I've read and I've studied, and I want to make sure that I'm in line and in compliance with all the laws, so forth and so on. So the thing of it is, when you consult your tax professional, they will tell you the exact same thing that I'm telling you right here. You're letting yourself pay more than you have to, because there are so many things that you're paying for that they're part of your lifestyle. But in this club especially, they would not only be a part of your lifestyle, they will be a part of your strategic business plan, like travel. Come on now. You're paying for cruises, you're paying for flights, you're paying for shuttles and Ubers and meals and entertainment and all that stuff. Well, when you're in the business of travel, at least a portion of that, if not the majority of that, will become tax deductible. You're paying for a computer, you're paying for a cell phone, you're paying for internet, you're paying for cleaning, get your clothes clean, a dry cleaner, you're paying for all that stuff. At least a portion of that, if not the majority of that, will become tax deductible. So I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, consult your own professional, but I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, it is worth your exploration. It is worth your investigation to see how you can keep an extra $3,000 to $5,000 in your household every single year, simply by starting this as your home-based business of choice, because it will be a phenomenal way. As they say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. The devil is a lie. We're going to show you how to have both of those. Number 9, we're going to talk to you about this one. It is called residual income. I love this part. Residual income is scalable with us, y'all. Now, we don't want to talk pie in the sky. We don't say, start tomorrow and by next week you should have your first million. And we don't make any guarantees, income claims at all, because number one, from our conviction, our integrity tells us that that's not the way to do business. It's not ethical. So it's on the scope of what you put in, the work that you put in. But I've seen and met so many people, they will work their fingers to the bone 60, 70, 80 hours a week on a job for someone else, supporting their vision, the person that they work for, and that's great. Hard work pays off. But it's time to start working smarter, not just harder. Because that person that you're working for, if they own that place, they have the tax deductions. They have the benefits. Everything that they can sell that business or will it away and all that, but you can't. It's just a job to you, right? Now, I know you say you're getting your income from it, but let's just be honest. Something happens to you, that place is going to continue. You want to have something that is, listen, in favor and in line to your advantage. It's time, and I'm not saying you're going to have one or the other. I'm not saying quit your job, but I'm saying it's time to start thinking. You need to at least have both. You need to have something that can have scalable residual income. What I mean by scalable residual income, that means at your will on any given day, then you can apply the pressure, you can put the pedal to the metal, you can give it more gas, and your income will climb based upon you're behind the wheel. You're in control. And when you're ready to coast and you want to put your time, your talent, your gifts, your energy on something else, you're able to do that. But you need to be able to have residual income that is scalable. I'll give you an example in this thing, and let me tell you how, in comparison, the high levels of residual income per, we refer to teams or book of business, because your book of business in the travel club is based upon your memberships, how many memberships there are in your book of business. And I've seen people with as few as 4 persons that they shared this with, because they've been traveling together already anyway, and because they have a team, if you will, of 4 persons, and those 4 persons they share with a team of 16. Now, you don't know all those 16 people, but you do the 4. With a team of 16 people, you can earn anywhere from $300 to $700 a month with you just having 4 people that you share this with, and then showing the team how to duplicate what you're doing. 16, a team of 16 earning you $300 to $700 a month. Do you know what $300 to $700 a month can do for a lot of households right now? Let's step it up a little bit. With a team of 5 to 10 personal members who have memberships because of you, they're direct to you, and then building that into a team of 50, that could be anywhere from $750 to $2,400 a month. Let me ask you, what could the average household that you know of do with an extra $750 to $2,400 a month? And they basically connected 5 to 10 people that they know love to travel and are open to making income, possibly, because not all of them are doing it for income. Some just are doing it just to travel, but you have a few that are doing it for income purposes as well, in addition to, and that's $750 to $2,400 a month. And it goes up from there, y'all. And let me tell you, at that level, you have something that's willable and transferable, but we'll talk to you about that. But all of the income, let me be clear, all of the income is performance-based. It's based upon what you do. These are not guarantees. These are no gimmies. Mama used to tell me, gimme. She said, gimme gotcha, boy. Gimme gotcha. Gimme gotcha. I'm like, Mama, what you talking about? But you want to make sure that this is not a lottery ticket. This is not that. You got to put work in if you want to earn the income. If you don't work it, it will save you a ton of money. Now, that's not bad. That is saving you money. Saving you $3,000 to $5,000 a year is a great thing. And sometimes it can save you even more than that. That's a great thing. But if you want to just not save, you're open to also earning income. That's why you want your residual income to be scalable. Because at any time, there are some people that they're going to go all in from day one. But a lot of folk, they're not going to go in all in from day one. And you don't have to. It's up to you. You'll find those people who do, and thank God for those. But if that's not you, You might just coast with this thing for your first 6 months. You might just coast with this thing for your first year, whatever. Do you. That's important. Do you. But the opportunity to scale your residual income is here with that. Number 10. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Number 10, y'all. We create our own income ceiling that the only limit on this thing is ourselves, the person you see in the mirror. This means it's our skill set, it's our effort, it's our consistency, it's our leadership over it. It's our showing up for our own success. We got a lot of folk that are in situations, they want success, they want to be rescued, they want to be delivered, they want to get, they want to get promoted, but then they don't show up. Come on, let's be real. Where do you get success by not showing up? Tell me that place. I've not seen it. I've not heard of it, right? In the imagination only. So you're showing up, your leadership, your Coach Cynthia said the other night, your routine, your consistency. That's the key, y'all. The only cap to the potential in this will be you. You cap your own potential. You put a cap on yourself. If you don't want a cap, don't put it there. That's just as plain as it is. The only one that can stop you, I love it for this. The only one that can stop you in this is you, nobody else. The people in front of you, the people that have gone further than you, catch this. They might have got you started, but if you decide, you can pass them. Did you hear me? If you decide, you can pass them. They are not your cap. Don't listen to those folks about, well, only the ones at the top win. Well, go to the top. Who's stopping you from going to the top? If that's the case, that's not the case, because you win it from day one with this, because everybody's getting the same access, the same savings, the same benefits from day number one. But if you want to earn income, no one's going to stop you and say, hey, you're earning too much. You're making too much money too fast, too quickly. No one's going to look. They be like, man, look, show me what you're doing, right? So we create our own income ceiling. The only limit is ourselves. But number 11, I want to move quickly, y'all. I want to move quickly. Number 11, willable and transferable income is in the building with this. With Trevorium, man, I've seen some things. Shout out to Coach D. She was the first example in the company when Apostle Guy died, her husband. His income was at about $2,400 a month. That's a two-star, what we call a two-star director, and about a team of 50 people that I told you about. Well, since his death, it took 31 months after his passing. His business continued to grow the whole time. It took 31 months for it to grow to $170,000 a year from $2,400 a month. And it's still growing. When it was coordinated to be converted to a revocable will and trust, Ava and Gracie, the grandbabies, they were 4 and 6 years old. They're 8 and 10 now. And they have a business in their possession under the guidance, under the guardianship of their grandmother. Is earning almost $200,000 a year now. Can you imagine in the next 10 years when they become 18 what that thing will be worth? The book that I love the most, it says this, the Holy Scriptures, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Now, most of us that I've heard, we spiritualize that and we put this in, you left your legacy of, faith and love and, being a nice person, all that. And I don't disagree with that. Those are treasures that are eternal, so forth and so on. But don't you know that it's more than that? That it's time for us to be wise enough to understand that if we're not leaving tangible assets for our loved ones when we pass on, that we have failed. I'm going to say that again. We have failed. We have left them in a hole. We have left them in a dark place, in a desperate place, without any support. What type of covering would want to leave this earth with their loved ones in that position? That's not right. And it's definitely not godly. So this opportunity has shown itself, and there are multiple other persons that this has happened for in Trevorium since, but Coach D and her husband, this they were the first in the company as a whole. So they made history with this. But it's willable, y'all. It's transferable at the 2-star director level. So you're earning at least 20, $750 to $2,400 a month in that regard. But you want to definitely, if you're considering this, get to that level as soon as you possibly can, because then you have something that you can put in your will for those that you desire to pass something on to. That's rare, y'all. You can't pass on everything. You definitely can't pass on your job. How many of y'all are interested in passing on a legacy other than, your heart and soul and your love and your example? I do not want to underestimate that, because those are the eternal things. Those are the inner things, the invisible things that will last forever. I totally get it. But man, oh man, with the price of groceries right now, the price of living, the cost of living right now, I think those that we will leave behind, they appreciate that. They appreciate your faith. They appreciate your love. They appreciate your good words and all that kind of stuff that you left. But man, they're going to appreciate you leaving a few things that they could spend and make tangible, something that's liquid, spendable in this earth as well. So this thing is willable and this thing is transferable at the 2-star director level. But let me give you this last one, unless I hold you too long. Number 12, long-term and extremely stable company. I can't possibly, in the time I have left, brag on the leadership of this company enough. I mean, the Hart family, man. It's not just Dave and Adela at the top. It's their kids that they have in this thing, working this thing. It's their corporate staff. It's our ambassador leadership team. It's my ambassador, Coach D. It's the team of ambassadors coming behind her. It's filled with folk that you want to be connected to, that are concerned about your welfare. It's become a global family. And I say global because we're now in more than 71 nations and we have relationships with people all around the world. And we've established systems, strategies, and structures to keep this thing moving forward. But with 14 years, a debt-free company, paying out tens of millions of dollars in commissions to everyday ordinary people just like you and I, and still just scratching the surface. This thing is set to be $1 billion plus company, y'all. The writing is on the wall, and I recommend to put your flag in the soil. Now, let me say this clearly. This is no pressure, but I want to be clear with this. We're not looking for everybody, and this may not be for you, but I think you deserve to get all of your questions answered. You deserve to at least get on a schedule to just find out what you need to know. You don't have to make, a rapid move more than you're comfortable with. This is no pressure. We ain't gonna put you in a figure four. Promise not to bite. We don't need to do that. We know what we have our hands on. We know 8 years in, man, I ain't going nowhere. So this is the type of thing that you've probably been praying for, looking for, searching for is here. And all you have to do is get your questions answered. If you're into traveling more, traveling better, traveling for a whole lot less, and possibly earning some income from those travels as you do them here, there, and everywhere, you're in the right place in the right time. I want to turn this thing over to baby girl, Coach Tanya. She's going to wrap this thing up and really make it plain for everybody to get some more handles on it. I want to thank y'all for allowing me.
Wow. Pastor Mel, even though the screen, you were frozen the whole time, you was dropping fire nuggets. You talked about time flexibility. These last 6 years that I've been with the club, it has been 6 years, over 100 destinations, buying cars and everything. It's just been amazing. You said equal access to the benefits from day one. Listen, we all get the same thing. You said low overhead. How about no inventory? How about no overhead? You join us on the next Zoom that's coming up right now. In the next 15 minutes, you need to DM the person that shared this on their wall and get that private password. But it's on in the chat. I put it in the chat. You also said, Pastor Mel, that you get travel agent rates without being a travel agent. Let me tell you something. I've been to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, all inclusive for $29. Even as a travel agent, you not getting them type of deals. I've been to Dubai for $49, breakfast included. You're not getting that as a travel agent. So this is better than travel agent rates. You also said every dollar you invest is backed up. There's no risk involved. The people paying you to travel, you guys. Listen, memberships has its perks. You also talked about number 6. Membership can pay for itself. Listen, the second time when I went to Dubai, this last September, it cost $194. Had I not been in the club, it would have cost me $4,047. Hey, it's perks to be in the membership. Listen, that's our time, but we got to look. Thank you so much for chiming in to 369 So Much More Than Travel. Check the comments, get that inbox, get back to the person that shared this on their wall so you can see a presentation. Get your questions answered, and we'll see you at the beaches or the banks. But what we got can get you to both. Good night, everybody. See you next time.